What's going on, everybody? Welcome back today for another video. It's your boy Stevius, and we definitely have some things that I want to go over today. It's been a few days since I uploaded my last video. I wanted to take a moment to touch some grass, do some real world stuff, but we have the Black Ops 7 beta upon us, so it was time to get the head back in the game, you know what I'm saying? But before we dive into the Black Ops 7 beta that's taking place today, there was something I wanted to talk about COD Next. Now, I will give my impressions of Black Ops 7 and what we saw in the multiplayer and some of the zombies and all this stuff. I didn't watch the Warzone, I didn't care. It was nothing new to really talk about as far as that or really give an opinion. But that's not the first thing that I want to go over. We're going to save Black Ops 7 initial impressions for the last half of the video. So without further ado, let's dive right into this. COD Next was an embarrassment, if you want my honest to God opinion. And it was not an embarrassment because of multiplayer, because of skill-based matchmaking, because of something to do with Black Ops 7 or Call of Duty's shortcomings. The smallest reason is because the whole presentation really looked like a complete rip-off of the same presentation that Battlefield 6 had. But that's not the big one. The biggest issue was how they treated the content creators, some of which who flew across the pond, meaning coming from like the UK, England, London, those areas, who came all the way out here to America to try out this game and give it a go. Specifically, Mr. Dalek JD. For the sake of the rest of the video, I'm just going to refer to him as Dalek, just to be clear on that. Now, if you're not familiar with this guy, he's a zombies content creator. He doesn't play Warzone. He doesn't really do multiplayer. I'm sure he has some other things, but his main thing is zombies. And he's been part of the zombies community for a long time. I want to say at least 10 years. I can't say that I'm one of his biggest followers, but I've definitely watched a whole bunch of his videos over the last several years. And if you're still not familiar with him, the best comparison I could give to this guy is he's been around so long, he would be like the T. Martin or the Ollie A of the zombies community. Now, if you haven't seen it, there is video footage that's circulating out there on X, YouTube, it's probably on TikTok, that you can see what happened between him and some of the staff at COD Next. Now, if you're not in the loop with how things work at COD Next, they bring out a bunch of content creators from all different aspects of the game, whether it's multiplayer, whether it's Warzone, whether it's zombies. They give them a little PC setup so they can stream live for their followers, right? Well, in the midst of all this, Dalek is playing zombies, and that's why he's there. You got to keep that in mind. He's a zombies content creator. He's doing his thing, he's playing, he's doing his streaming, and they walk over to this dude when he's barely been playing zombies for what, 30 to 45 minutes tops, and they're like, hey, we need you over here at Warzone. This dude is not a Warzone streamer. He doesn't have anything to do with that. But that's not the big one. They put this dude on stream. One of the staff puts their hands on him like they know him, and they're like, come on over here. It was the most unprofessional thing that I've possibly ever seen at a COD event. I'm really not doing it justice or putting it into words how bad this actually was. You have to go see it for yourself. I'm not going to share the clip, but I am going to link a video in the description of Mr. Waffles where he gave his video talk about, he's a zombies content creator, over 2 million subs, one of the other well-known ones in the community. He gave a very detailed description of that situation. I'm going to link it in the comment section. Now, I have to say, though, that Dalek, I have an extreme amount of respect for this dude because considering the circumstances, he handled that with so much class, I don't even have words for it. First and foremost, if I was him, I would never go back to one of these events ever again, because I tell you what, my dignity is worth more to me than some VIP pass to play some fucking game early. And not to mention put your hands on me like we know each other, man. Have you ever been to a strip club, dog? You ever heard of a 3-foot rule, man? Back the hell up. Yeah, if you put your hands on me, man, we'd have had some problems. And I'm the kind of person who would probably been kicked out of that place. But with that, all the respect in the world to Dalek. I think he handled himself as best as, possibly could be. And apparently he wasn't the only one. They were telling some people that they were allowed to stream, some people they weren't allowed to stream, and it had something to do with server issues and stuff like that. It sounded like, from what it was being described, it was completely unorganized. There was also reports that they weren't letting streamers go to the freaking bathroom. Regarding anything else that happened at the COD Next event, I'm just going to go ahead and stop there because I don't know everything. I wasn't there and I don't want to spread bad information. But I will say, with all the video footage that's circulating the internet right now that anybody and everybody can see about how people were treated, that's on footage, they should have that whole staff take classes that deal in a heavy focus with just basically how to treat people and have decent manners before they even consider holding another COD Next event. The real shitty thing is they treated that dude like that because he's a zombies creator. Is there proof to back that statement up? Obviously honestly, no, it's an opinion, but let's just keep it real. If he was somebody who had 4 or 5 million subs, who was constantly having people playing Warzone and stuff like that, or one of the more popular modes, he wouldn't have been treated like that. But because it was zombies, they treated him like some back alley bitch who they could just slap around a little bit. And now that I've gotten all that off my chest, we're going to move over to some initial impressions of the multiplayer. Now, given the fact that today is the release of the beta, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I'm going to definitely be making a video later on about the beta with my actual gameplay. My first initial thoughts, if you were ever somebody who said Infinite Warfare was garbage and I see you on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok talking about how great Black Ops 7 is, I'm going to totally call you out on this because this game looks like Infinite Warfare Part 2. But I must add that similarity is not necessarily a bad thing. And I realize that Infinite Warfare caught a lot of hate back when it first came out, but in hindsight, it really wasn't that bad of a game. I can think of like 3 or 4 other games that are much worse than Infinite Warfare. Now, I think for the rest of this video, we're going to focus mostly on the positives. I think we've had enough negativity in this video to last for 6 minutes or so. So with that, one thing I will point out that I saw was the guns. The guns look really solid. They had a nice futuristic touch, but they still had a modern vibe to it, if you know what I mean. The jury is still out though when it comes to the maps. As far as the maps are concerned, I think all of us need to play the game before you actually have an opinion. I don't feel like we can take content creators' opinions on how good the maps are or are not. When it comes to map design and map flow, we all have our preferences. There isn't one that's better than the other. Some people like really small maps that are chaotic like Shipment. Some people like, you know, bigger but still smaller like Babylon or Payback that we saw in Black Ops 6. Some people like medium-sized maps and some people like large-sized maps. We all have our preferences. I personally hate maps that are like Shipment and Babylon. They're too chaotic. I like maps that have meaningful engagements when it comes to gunfights. It's probably why I like Battlefield 6 so much. So if Black Ops 7 doesn't have a good amount of medium to large size maps, I'm not going to be as happy. The streaks look brutal. They look absolutely brutal from what we saw. Now, I do want to see some more streaks, but from the looks of it, the streaks are going to be brutal. And a quick overall impression of the whole entire game, if you want my honest opinion, this looks like Black Ops 6.5. It really looks like if you enjoyed Black Ops 6, you're going to like this. If you didn't like Black Ops 6, you're not going to like this at all. That's what it really looks like. But today is the day of the beta, so we're going to get our hands on it if you have early access. If not, you're going to be able to play it on the 5th. But that's all I've got for today, guys. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What are your thoughts on today's topic, especially on what happened with the treatment at COD Next? Just throw your comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you're going to be trying out the beta, drop it in the comment section. I want to hear what you're excited about, what you're not excited about. Let's hear it. But once again, that's all I've got for today. If you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Stevious Gaming. It's one word, just look me up. Or you can follow me on X. My handle's in the description. If you enjoyed today's video, drop a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn notifications on so you can be notified every single time I upload a video. And for all things Battlefield and Call of Duty, you know where to be. This is your boy, Stevious, signing out, and I'll see you on the next one.